Hey everyone, how's it going? So I know it's been a while, but I'm finally getting around to hydro testing the boiler. This is a Weil MClain EG65, and my hopes were that this video would be a lot better than it's gonna be, but I'm gonna try and do my best here. So yeah, let's get into it. First of all, you should always look over the directions, but quite honestly, you should have a good general concept of what you're doing, even without the directions. But I'm going to be hydro testing this. I have tested it before, and I'll go over the results and stuff. But there's a few things you need to know. So they want you to test this at 1.5 times the maximum working pressure, which is supposed to be 45 to 55 psi. And what I find really interesting is there's directions for the hydrostatic pressure test for a steam boiler. It definitely says steam there, but it doesn't give you any directions for a hydronic boiler. But I'm not going to make too many complaints. It's just one of my complaints with these directions. I mean, this thing cost me like $6,000, and I kind of feel like they could have did a better job. And there's a couple other things I wanted to go over too while we're at it. Speaking of better job, yeah, you can see the quality of how they put the high temperature silicone on, and it's not the greatest, honestly. You know, it's not, it could be a lot worse. It's not the end of the world. This is super, I consider this super unprofessional. And all these fittings, if you see blue tape on it, it means you're going to have to buy it. And I might as well go over the fittings right now. And another problem I have with Weil MClain's directions, they have pretty much everything listed here except this bottom fitting. So you're going to have to measure that yourself. And it's 2.5 inches. So yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet on that. That should be labeled, and it's not. And you need two of them, one for the front and then one for the back. So that's 1, 2, and you're also going to need these two. They're also, you know, if you look on here, there's absolutely nothing that tells you the size of these. These are your feed pipes, and they're 3-inch, and they take 3-inch plugs. But that really upsets me that they can't have the basic information on their own product right there in a professional manner. You know, like, does this thing really need to be this thick? I don't know. I don't think it does. I think it could be a lot better, and it should contain the necessary information. But enough venting on that. The rest of this stuff is pretty easy to figure out. You know, this is 3/4, half-inch, half-inch, half-inch. That one was the only plug they gave me, and that's a 3/4. This is a 3/4. That's a 3/4, 3/4, 3-inch. This is 1.5 inches, and then I have it pushed down to 3/4, and that's all plugged up. So the whole thing's plugged up, and like I said, I was testing a couple things out on this since I had the opportunity. So anyways, let's get into it. When I first pressure tested it, we have a little bit low water pressure where I'm at right now, and I got like 48 pounds, which is perfect. That's is that right? What'd they say, 45? Yeah, 45 to 55. So that was definitely within the range. It was 50 pounds when the water pressure was on, and in the process of shutting it off and letting it go, like 2 pounds dropped out of the gauge. So that was fine, and I actually left it go overnight, which you really shouldn't do because the temperature dropped. And yeah, in the morning the pressure went up. I had almost 60 pounds of pressure. And for the most part, everything was good. We didn't have really any leaks. Except, I'm going to be honest about it, I had a little bit of weeping right here. And I also, I missed it at first. Also, this had leaked. And I don't know if it had sealed itself up later or not. But yeah, I had two really minor leaks there. This one I didn't feel I don't know. I didn't blame the Teflon tape too much because I really didn't bury the fitting too far. Since this is a plate, I didn't want to stress the threads. But this over here, on the other hand, you can see it was, it's just about, you know, it's showing maybe a little, like 4 threads, 3.5 threads, depending where you look. So that one is actually, you know, tightened down properly. And this damn Teflon tape failed. So I was, I decided I'd do a little test with the Home Depot Blue Monster tape. And you can blame it on me if you want. But, yeah, I had 2 leaks with that tape, so that's not a good sign. And some of it I was heavy with, and some of it I was a little light with it. But not so light that it wouldn't, you know, it wasn't like I put like one thing around it. I always put like 5 loops around the fitting, and I used up, just to prove it, this was a brand new roll, and like getting close to halfway through it. The big fittings use a lot of tape. So yeah, I'm unimpressed with the Blue Monster tape myself. If you've had a different experience, leave a comment. And honestly, I think that's about it. You know, hopefully I covered all the fittings for you there. The important one is going to be the 2.5 and the 3 inches. And if you're really lucky, I don't know where you live, but where I live, I had trouble getting those fittings. And this is something that a lot of people tend to leave out of their videos, including myself. But I called 8 supply houses before I got a hold of Ferguson. I should have called Ferguson first. Thank you, Ferguson. It cost me $70 for these 4 plugs, the 2 3-inch and the 2 2.5, and that was for the plugs and the shipping. So it might be a little expensive, but when it comes to this stuff, you got to pay to play. That's just the way it is. You know, nobody else had it. I would have been waiting who knows how long for somebody else to deliver or get into their stock. So I'm really happy with Ferguson. They sent they UPS'd it right to my house the next day, and it was here by noon. So yeah, thumbs up. Thank you, Ferguson. That's awesome. And since I'm here, I might as well pressure test this thing one more time. Alrighty, 50 pounds of air. So another really interesting, weird thing I did is, some of you will know this right off the bat, I used a gas valve here instead of a typical water valve or whatever. And I was curious to see if it would hold up to the pressure. And if you were ever curious, yeah, it holds up just fine. Even held up overnight when it increased about 10 pounds. So my best guess is when I filled this up overnight and the temperature it actually raised the next day. I think it was about 10 degrees hotter, and I got almost 10 degrees of 10 degrees. I got 10 psi greater in the boiler than when I filled it. So I think that's going to do it for now. Now that this is fully tested, I'm going to start tearing the old boiler out, and then I can bring this thing in, and yeah, that'll be an adventure. This thing is supposed to be 585 pounds, and I have a little dolly there, so it'll take a little bit of ingenuity to get it rolled in there, but honestly, I don't think it's too bad. And we'll see what I come up with. So anyways, thanks for watching, and till next time, I'll catch you later. Have a good one.